Greetings, wizards! Welcome to the Papercraft Wizard channel. In this video, we will be creating a charm dangle for our album spines. Let's get to it. For this video, we're going to need a couple of pairs of pliers and a pair of these pliers that allow you to round out our metal posts. And I'll show you what I mean by that later, but we're going to need these 3 pairs of pliers to do this project. We are also going to need some chain, and there's a variety of different sizes of chain, and of course it depends also on what type of metal you want to use for your project. But you can see here there's quite a different variety. You can pick up chain online at Amazon, it's at Joann's, at Michael's. And so it doesn't really matter what size your chain is or which type of metal you choose to go with. We'll also be using some jump rings. Jump rings come in a variety of different sizes and of course all different metal colors. A jump ring is just a ring of metal that is open. We also have some charms that I will add to the bottom of our dangle. I'm going to add a few beads to our dangle. I also have some metal beads that I'll add just for a little more interest. And then to add those beads onto our chain, we're going to need some of these little posts that have an eyelet at the end. And this I got online from Amazon. I also like to add my dangles to the spine of my albums using these little Tim Holtz Ideology ring fasteners. We won't actually be adding a dangle to the book in this video, but I wanted to just show you what I use to fasten them. We're going to start by adding some of our beads to our little posts. So this is really all about preference when it comes to putting your beads on the posts. What size beads do you want to use? How many beads do you want on each post? All of those things are a matter of preference. So what I've done here is I'm just going to put one bead on one little post. So I'm sliding that bead onto the post, and then I'm going to take my rounded tool here, rounded plier tool, and I'm going to kind of bend it over to the side and then twirl it in. And you can see, hopefully you can see in this video how that worked out. And then I just kind of crimp it a little bit to make sure it'll stay. And that is how we put a bead on a post. All right, so let's do something a little more elaborate. I'm going to add one of these metal beads on here. And then I'm going to add a large bead onto there next. And then another one of those little metal beads. And just as we did with the last one, I'm going to use these pliers to make our little loop. I'm going to bend it, I'm going to bend it slightly to the side, get a hold of it, and then twist it in to where we have our little bead trapped within our little metal beads. Now let's do another one with some more mixed beads. And then we can just make any patterns that we'd like. I'm going to add on a little purple one here and a couple of these clear iridescent ones. And then I'll use the rounded pliers again. And we'll make our little loop. And there's another little bead section. Now we have a bunch of these little beads all put together, and we'll go ahead and move those to the side. We want to ensure that our dangle is the proper size. So we need to know how big the area is that we're working with. I will use this eventually on an 8.5 inch long spine. So I want to make sure that my dangle is no more than 6 inches. We want a few lengths of varying chain. So this first one is approximately 1 inch, and I will make quite a few more pieces that are between 1 inch and 2 inches. This is all approximate. There's no perfect equation to get you the perfect dangle. It's all about variety, your preferences, and having fun. I'm going to separate about 12 pieces of this chain, and then we'll go from there. To open the chain, you want to grab a hold of both ends, and we want to twist, not pull apart. We want to twist because we can always twist this right back without messing with the integrity of the chain too much. I'll go ahead and speed this up while I'm working on this chain. I'm going to use this large jump ring to illustrate how to properly open and close a jump ring. We do not want to pull it apart. Pulling the jump ring apart will destroy the integrity of the ring, and it will make it an awkward shape. So what we want to do instead of pulling apart is we want to twist to the side. Once we twist to the side, we can add whatever we want to our ring, and then we will just take it and twist it back to close it. I'm going to use a large jump ring to hold all of these chains together. And I'm going to use small jump rings to add all of our links together and also to add in our beads. I'm going to take one of the smaller jump rings, and I'm going to put our chain through it. I'm going to use my pliers, and I'm going to close that jump ring up. Just like that. Next, I'm going to use another small jump ring to add this bead post to my dangle. All right, so now that we have the beads on the jump ring, I'm going to take the end of our chain that does not have a jump ring, and we're just going to add that right on there. Once we have the chain on there with the bead post, we'll go ahead and close up that jump ring, and there's the beginning of our dangle. Now we want to make sure that our dangle is no longer than 6 inches, but not every single chain in our dangle needs to be 6 inches. So I'm going to grab another piece of chain and one of our charms. This first charm I'm going to use is a little mermaid. So just as we have previously, we're going to take our jump ring. I'm going to hold it with my pliers. I'm going to add a length of chain to it, and I'm going to add that chain to our configuration that we have already created. And then I'm going to put that jump ring right back together. Again, we are always twisting this way, never pulling it apart. Pulling it apart will damage the ring. All right. And now we're going to take a jump ring again. I'm going to hold that with my pliers like this. Add my little charm, which this charm does not have a direction, which is perfect for a dangle. And then we'll add that to our chain. And again, I'm just grabbing this and here is the first chain of our dangle. And this one ended up being about 5 inches in length. Once we add that larger jump ring, it'll be a little bit bigger. All right, so next we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab a jump ring. We're going to add some chain to it. We'll use our pliers and then we will twist this jump ring back into place. Just like that. I'll take another jump ring. I'll add a bead and then I'll add that bead to our chain. So now we're going to grab another jump ring. We're going to get a hold of that with our pliers. And we're going to pick a piece of chain. Put that through our jump ring and make sure that our bead is on there as well. And then we will twist this closed. Taking another jump ring and I'm going to add a bead to it. All right, so now I'm going to take one of our smallest chains. I think this one is probably the smallest. Oh, lost a jump ring. Okay, I'm going to grab that jump ring with my pliers again. I'm going to add this little seashell charm. And we'll add that to that little piece of chain. Twist that up. And now we just need one more jump ring to add our charm chain to our other chain. So this is going to be our longest dangle. And I'm just going to keep going. This time I'm going to pick a shorter chain for the top piece. Next, we'll grab another jump ring and we can add our chain. And then we'll add some beads to that part of the chain and we'll close that up. So now I'm going to pick another length of chain. For this next one, I'm going to take my jump ring, add it to what we've already got going on here, add our little bead set up, twist that closed, I'm going to go straight from our bead configuration to a jump ring to our charm. There are so many different ways you can configure your dangle. It's all about your preference. So I'm going to take another small piece of chain, grab my jump ring, add my chain in place, and close that up. Take another jump ring. As you can tell, the longer you make your chain pieces, the less space you have for beads. But it's all about kind of being random and not really having a set pattern in mind or a set idea of how this should look. So I'm just going to keep on adding chains and charms until we have 5 chains for our dangle. Now that we have all of our chain pieces made, we'll go ahead and add them to our large jump ring. You can put these in any order you'd like. And then just as we have with all the other jump rings, we're going to twist this closed. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring that bell for notifications. And there we have our charm dangle. Thank you for watching. Happy paper crafting.